Hello, people. Give me 2 minutes to get it all sorted, and I'll be with you. Hey. All right, there. It's going to be a little bit of a whispering Bob Harris affair today, I'm afraid, because the oh, hang on. Don't want to get Stairway to Heaven or whatever it is, because the other half is asleep. So 1 second, I've got to deal with this. Hello? Yeah, me okay? I'm working now, though. Yeah, I can call you in about an hour or tomorrow. Yeah, but I'm working. I'm working for about an hour. So, okay, at Banyaha. Okay, all right, okay. Bye. Hello. Okay, tonight if you want. Okay, I've gone. Yes. About 12:15. Okay, I've gone. At Banyaha. Bye. Sorry, I'm trying to sort out 4 kilos of weed. Hello, everyone. That's a ridiculous phone call to have to deal with. I am yeah, it goes bang, yeah. Good start. I mean, this is quality stuff. I've worked out a blag on YouTube. I really have. The community tab. YouTube are going to change their community tab very soon. That's why I've been asking you to respond to the community tabs and that. I'm telling you, it's going absolutely. I'm on an absolute scam on that community tab. Like, you watch. Right, let me sort out. Let me get the old Twitcheroony sorted out. If you really want to know what that is, Geezer wants me to write a love letter to an English woman that he loves. He's in love with her, and she works at the same bar as him. and he wants me to write her a love letter in English. And he hasn't stopped hassling me. And I said, yeah, no problem. Come over about 7. Nothing. And of course, now he calls me. But it would appear he wants it done tonight. Darling, he's about 4'5". He's a little midget. And she's like this sort of busty, blonde German girl. Yeah, I got you this. So, hello, I wrote you this. Especially for you, me, I write this. Hello, Rags. Plenty of people over in. Good Lord, there's 8 of them over in Twitcheroony. Let me just sort it out. Got some very funny things to talk about. The Americana. Do you know what I mean? I tell you what, Colchia. I tell you what. It's actually very sweet. And he wants it to be poetic, and it's actually very sweet. And I'll tell you what. This is why I'm doing it. Because I got a Cambodian woman to write a love letter to my missus. When my missus was working in a bar, I turned up one night and give her a handwritten ink of my letter. And she read it and she was crying by the end of it, when she realized she was going to be stuck with me. So, it's actually quite nice, but he's all over the shop. I think he's an alcoholic. And he is a midget. He's not a midget. Not that there's anything right with that, but he's very, very short. And she's like primo Euro German 10 out of 10 busty blonde. Could have any geezer in this country. And who's to say if I don't. Imagine in the letter, I do what my brother done when my brother was translating for that farmer. I go, hello, darling. He got me to write this for you, but I was just wanted to know what you're doing at the weekend. Here's my number. Stitch him right up. You don't need this mug. But he loves her. So there you go. Well, you know what I mean? This is, Dennis said that's why he drinks. Putting the question mark there doesn't get you off the hook, Dennis. Well, this is what I'm thinking, Gaffney. I'm thinking I could actually style it, couldn't I? I could write. I know the small man has handed you this letter, but you know that sexy barang you see walking around with the cutler and gross bins on. Yeah, that's me. I wouldn't want to face the wrath of my girlfriend, though. The South Asian women are lovely until another woman crosses them, and then good lord, it's dramas. Right. As we all know, the 40s were okay. Also, I love you. I'm glad to see you all getting giggles out of it. What am I doing? I'm sorting out the grift. I think I've already missed one, and I think it was Chris Holloway, and that's not a good one to miss. Balls. Chris, did you give me a donation? Sorry. I was too busy yapping. Let me just sort it out now. I'll just get on it. Got some funny things, though. I watched. Give me a 1 in the chat if you've actually watched Biden's inauguration speech. Yeah, I watched it. Don't advise it. Don't advise it. It's almost incomprehensible gibberish. And I am a little bit biased, but I wouldn't say that if it wasn't. If it was good, I'd tell you. If it was good, I'd tell you, because we need to be dealing with the truth here. We need to be dealing with what's actually happening, truth. And it would be more important for me to say, watch out, this geezer's, he's got his own love letter writer there. But it was incomprehensible gibberish and slurring. Like some words I kept rewinding. For people under 30, that's where you wind the tape back with a big biro. I kept rewinding it, and some bits he just sort of goes, it's like, what are you saying? What does that mean? I mean, you know, we're all going to get older. We're all going to get older. We're all going to struggle. But if you're the most popular president of the US, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Is it what is it? Elucidation, Illuminatus will know. Mumbling fool. Well, you know what, Zen Maverick? He's a placeholder. He is a placeholder. For sure, he's just there. You know, he's just there until they actually sort out what they want to do. But you give him 2 months. I'm going to give him 6. I'm going to give him 6. I think that he's. I don't look. I've said it before. You know, I made a video. Elocution isn't the word I want. No, not elocution. Elucidation. Is that it? Elucidation. That's what I said. Yeah. That's the thing he can't do. And sometimes it's just 82 at the end of his term. No, he'll be 80 at the end of his term. He'll be 81 at the end of his term. Don't worry about that. Apologies, Chris Holloway, for missing your donation, but thank you very much. I think you donated one anyway. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. You know, who can tell what it is? Oh, good Lord. Stephen Campbell. Hang on a minute. As promised, these things go on because I'm trying to encourage entropy, they go on the screen. People, you know how to support this channel by now. If you want to use Super Chat, it's a $sign just down there. Just the $sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat. If you want to use entropy, link is in the description of this video. Or, why ain't that saved that? Or it's in the chat now. I do put entropy links on the screen because I think it's only fair enough. Because then you get the glory. And Stephen would appear to have just said something rather important. Campbell, old Stevie Boy Campbell said this. Did you hear Jared Taylor's quips about the inauguration speech? He thought it was very amusing that Uncle Joe could actually hear the planet crying out. I mean, this was the sort of, thank you, Stephen. This was the sort of weirdness it was. I actually made some notes, but I'm not actually sure. You know, he kept talking about extremists, and I think this is thank you, Stephen, for the donation, by the way. And I think it's important that we get there. Nice one, Brian. Lucid is the word. Yeah, a lack of lucidity is the statement. Yeah, lucid is the word. A lack of lucidity is the statement. Thank you, Brian, and thanks for that donation. This is the interesting thing, right? He kept talking about what was the words he uses? Domestic extremists, right? Hello, Alan Tyler. How are you, mate? Here's my mate. Hope you're doing well. Nice one, Alan. I am doing well. Apart from this love letter straight from my heart. Why do I know at 5 past midnight that phone's going to ring? Okay, you can write it now. You do now. And then my missus is going to wake up and go, where are you going? What are you writing? Who's this bloke? I don't know. But I'm all good, Alan. Apart from that, I'm all good. He kept talking about domestic extremists. And it came up more than once. And I remember thinking, hang on. I remember thinking, because I'm not that stupid. There's a reason why he keeps talking about domestic extremists. And another point he said, he said domestic extremists. Then he talked about extremism a bit later. Then he talks about insurgents. He actually said about insurgents, and then and of course white nationalists. That you know, you could bang a drum in time with the rhythm of every few sentences. White nationalists, and all the danger they're causing in America. You know, and he didn't actually outline the trouble. Didn't actually give you any examples. I mean, there was no talk of the last year's burning of the whole country. There was no mention of that. Every time he talked about extremists, domestic extremists and insurgents, that would be tied up with these white nationalists. And then the sort of crux of his whole speech was this: unite with everyone, you racists. That's how you'd sum it up. Oi, you racists, unite, will you? That was it. And you could tell that it was all about the people that don't do 53% of the violent crime. It wasn't they didn't get a mention. The people that set America on fire and were looting Walmart and Target and were burning down small to medium businesses, they didn't get a mention. The white nationalists did. These domestic extremists did. And you suddenly realize that the enemy that he created, that he called insurgents, that he called extremists, in short, there is political opposition. That's it. And that is the building block that this administration is starting to build its efforts upon. That his political opposition, which is, Trump, MAGA, nationalists, white America, call it what you will. But his political opposition are already being called domestic extremists, insurgents. And that's where we're going with this. And I'll tell you what, Greg Johnson and Dr. Duke, they both already called this before this election. They both said, watch out, because when he gets into power, he'll start making opposition a threat. In my whole life as an adult, where I've been old enough and wise enough to have a somewhat of a grasp of politics and party politics, one thing that's been kind of apparent is that opposition is how democracies work. You need an opposition to make a democracy work. Otherwise, you get authoritarianism. You get China. Because what China doesn't have is an opposition. They might have some resistance among the people, but they don't last very long out there. I mean, look at Hong Kong, for an example. But what old Beijing Biden is already doing, he's starting the process of making his political opposition insurgents, extremists, domestic. I mean, this isn't a rhetorical question. I'm actually asking you. Has anyone heard that before? Domestic extremists. It seems like an absolutely new invention. And I'm telling you, this is what he's doing. He's softening you up. He's massaging the balls of the nation so as to be able to sell the idea of political opposition as terrorists, basically, down the line. I'm having to be very, very careful what I say, but that's where he's going with this. If you oppose the party, and I said this in my first deal, well, exactly, Zen, exactly, Zen. Yeah, me too, Stephen, me too. And he used it a couple of times. It means political opposition. That's where this is going. Very, very concerning, because in what was essentially a garbled, nonsensical inauguration speech, there was an agenda, and it was almost slipped under the rug. Do you know what I mean? While he was gibbering and mumbling, there was actually some quite dark stuff happening. Cole Cheer drops $50, thankfully, on Entropy as well. Nice one, mate. He said, I've just read the first line. He says, "Good luck explaining to your missus while you're writing a love letter for another woman. When she finds out, good luck explaining to your missus while you're writing a love letter for another woman when she finds out. Your streams have been keeping me going in lockdown. Thank you all." Thank you, Culture. That's a very generous donation. And actually, I hadn't even thought about that. Hopefully, the geezer will be here. I've already told her that I've got this gig on I've got to do for some bloke. But yeah, that's quite an I haven't thought this through, have I? Especially when she goes, "Who is it for? Show me her." It's that absolute salt over there. I mean, the woman it's going to, she's a head. She turns heads. You know, she's just like. But thank you, Culture, and thank you very much for your lovely kept you going through lockdown. I get a few emails every day from people saying similar things that you don't understand how nice it's been being able to tune into you and yours and the Scrubs twice daily. So that's very kind of you. I appreciate that. Oh yeah. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, what else did he say? I had to make some notes because there was some weird stuff. He kept saying white supremacists. He kept saying he kept saying we need to come together. But then it was kind of backed up with you racists. You know, it was come together, you racists. It was like a sort of an unspoken subtext, but it was you know what? I'm just starting to think it actually might have been a work of genius. Because as I said, he massaged the balls of the nation so that they're going to start thinking that political opposition to the party, and there you have your Chinese example, is insurgency. You can't criticize us. We're doing everything we can for all the minorities. We're doing everything we can for women and Hispanics and blacks. You can't criticize us. If you criticize us, you're some kind of insurgent or you're some kind of extremist. And yes, Raymond, I heard it get mentioned. I absolutely heard that. You're right. It got mentioned. I think I saw that on a report. Someone was talking about the thing, and they said that even some libertarians have been questioning the party. It was kind of like that, wasn't it? Hello, Packer. Domestic extremist puts plastic on the. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Doesn't take the dust jacket off the sofa. But you're like, yeah, but Mum, no one can sit on the sofa though. Yeah, but it will look lovely for decades. Yeah, but it'll squeak like a fart machine every time Nan sits down. Good call, Packer. Monty. Didn't Biden say it'd be a dark winter? Well, he said it by winning. Hashtag winning. Asterisk winning. No, he won. I'm not calling that. Thank you, Monty. Now the mad thing is, though, you know that Chris Wallace, that absolute Burke Chris Wallace. He done one of the Biden Trump what they call them, debates. You know, the Fox bloke who totally sold out, Chris Wallace, right? Listen, trust me, this isn't a lie. That Chris Wallace from Fox, let me show you him. People will know who he is if I show him. I'm only doing this for the English people. Of course, the Americans know who it is. But once I show you him, you'll know who it is. And that'll make a real difference to when you hear what he said. Because he's been an absolute sellout here. Hang on, people. Or English people. So check this lad out, right? Right, you remember him? Remember that fella? Done one of the debates, done the Trump-Biden debate, the first one. Yeah? Fox anchor. That's a silent W. Right, him, right? Him, he said, and I shit you not, he said that incomprehensible, gibberish nonsense, he said it was the best presidential speech he ever heard. If you haven't seen the speech, wait till you go and see it. If you have seen the speech, you've just fallen off your chair. But he said that was the best speech he'd ever heard, the best presidential speech he'd ever heard. Absolute madness. Excuse me, people. Sorry, 1 second. I'm having terrible vape problems today. Yeah, best speech it has. He said, well, no, exactly, Tony. Says way more about him than it does the speech. And he even quoted, what was it, JFK's, ask not what you can do for America, but ask not what America can do for you. He quoted that, and then he went, but this one, this was the best speech I ever heard. And there we go again. That's what I mean about this illusion. About America is currently living in an illusion. In the difference between what's happening and what's being reported is getting wider and wider. And I at this stage don't know whether America is going to kind of solidify its future in simulation, or whether it's gonna just suddenly say this is all bullshit. I don't understand how it's gonna go. I don't know what way it's gonna go, because it's already a hyper real situation. It wasn't the best speech ever. It was one of the, if not the worst. There you go. That's exactly what it is. It's incredible. You can't call that the best speech. It was pathetic. It was absolutely pathetic. And so when you've got this kind of thing happening, when you've got propaganda, when you've got the big tech lie, when you've got everyone shutting people down and sending their message out there, when you've got domestic extremists and insurgents and all, as someone said, even those libertarians, this goes one of two ways. Truth causes it to implode and everyone's just like, what the hell's going on? Or the theatre wins. And then we live in a literal brave new world. Yes, Rothschild. That's when you live in a place that is just, you just lie. People just get used to living in a fairy tale, in a dream, in a waking, a lucid dream, ironically. Hang on, there's a better one. Hang on. Right, remember Van Jones. Van Jones. There you go, Moslab. Written by a 20-something SJW for a 200-year-old doddering vampire. Listen, remember Van Jones? When Trump got in, Van Jones said, this has been a whitewash, or something like that. Or what did he call it? Not a whitewash. It was something else. A white. He called it. He outright just said, those damn white people are starting to make decisions for themselves. They're starting to stand up and want something from the country they created. What did he call it? It wasn't a whitewash. White lash. That's it. Thank you, Colchia. That's it. Nice one. He said, this tonight has been a white lash, right? Well, he said, and again, if you saw the Biden inauguration speech, this is going to tickle your pink. If you haven't, bear it in mind when you watch it. Van Jones said this, and I'll try and do the impression to give you the sense of his disgusting sentiment. He went seriously about Biden's inauguration speech. He went, hearing that speech, it was like medicine in the wound. Medicine in the wound. That's how he described Biden's speech. Now, for a start, medicine goes in the mouth. I mean, what? But medicine in the wound. And then after he said it was medicine in the wound, and the whole country was like, what? What? After he said medicine in the wound, he said, if you want to know whether one man can make a difference, watch that speech. And I'm not joking. The speech is nonsense. It's just weird. It's just weird. Venom in the wound. It's just weird. If you ask yourself if one man can make a difference, You watch that speech. And he's talking about this doddery old reanimated, already dead bloke going, domestic opposition, befriend you racists and all that stuff. Don't tell each other what to do. Yeah, medicine in the wound. And if you want to know if one man can make a difference, you watch that speech. It was absolutely absurd. I'm not going to read that out, what you just put on there, because that's absolutely awful. Obviously, Biden mentioned white supremacists, you know, both of them. Just look at that. Look, speed the topic up. What? I think I'm doing it at a fine rate. As I haven't got much more to say about it. The only other thing worth saying is, as part of these 30 odd executive orders Biden's done, he's clamping down on assault rifles, right? Biden's clamping down on assault rifles. But the mad thing is, all the words that they've used haven't really got any legal bearing. And I'm telling you now, I don't know a lot about American weapons, right? I don't. But I did do my research, and Moslab or anyone else in the chat, if you can confirm this, as far as I can work out, they're putting a $200 tax, right? Which is, if you're taxing certain guns, you're only penalising poor people. You know, what's $200 to someone who's earning 150 grand a year? It's like, no, I'll pay it. But if you're poor, no, you can't have those particular guns. But the guns that they're putting these taxes on, and this is all I can find out. I did research this, are the ones that look the most snazzy. Really? Because there's other guns that are far more ballistic, far more deadly. Like, most people die from fucking handguns, Glocks, Berettas, and revolvers than they do any of these fucking machine guns or anything. But oh no, if it looks like your Action Man used to have it, there's a 200 bomb tax on them. It's just pathetic. It's just pathetic. What else did I get on that? Hang on. Yeah, that's all I got down. Basically, if it looks like I mean, they're talking about things like high capacity mags and assault rifles. It's just. Oh yeah, the old shotgun thing. Well, funny you should say that. Tony says the AR-15s are selling as fast as they arrive. I showed you this on this channel last year. Trying to buy guns and bullets in America at the moment is a nightmare because people are stocking up. People are absolutely stocking up. Yeah, that's what they're saying on the mags and that, innit? It's just what ridiculous kind of arbitrary decision is that? You can have 30 rounds, but if it's a 32 rounds, no, that's deadly. That's deadly. When a fucking 6-shooter does most of the murders anyway. It's well, this is it, Moslab. Exactly the point I'm making. Moslab says scary looking guns don't equate to higher power or more damage. I have 2.2s that look like they're from outer space and do very little damage. This is it. It's just absolute madness. And if you go to gun websites, I showed you on this channel before. Yeah, look, I'll do it now. I'll do it right now. I'll show you. I'll do a random one. I'll search for an AR-15. Hang on. AR-15 buy. And then we'll have a look there. There's a gun shop called Cheaper Than Dirt. Oh, come on, upload. It's gonna. Right here. This was listen to this. I typed in buy AR-15, right? That's all I typed in. Nothing else, right? Look at this. And we've done this on this channel before. It's 30% off. Right, can you see that? First one, out of stock. Second one, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. Out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. Out of stock, out of stock. They're all out of stock. That's their first page. That's their landing page. Every single one is out of stock. And I didn't set that up. That's the first shop I found when I put in buy AR-15. And I will tell you, you can go all down those pages and listen to me. As someone who does e-commerce, that's called your landing page. So when you type in buy AR-15, you want them to go to your best page. And you get there and they're all out of stock. It's ridiculous. I've just clicked on to the second page, right? First 4, all out of stock. Second 4, all out of stock. Third lot, all out of stock. Fourth lot, all out of stock. You can barely buy guns in America at the moment. Not because they're not being produced. They're being produced like crazy. Last year, some of the sales were up like 80% on the previous month. And so the next month was 80% up on that month. You can't get them. Because people are buying them. That's why they're out of stock. And I could go to any other online gun shop, all out of stock. People are absolutely stashing up their weapons. They know full well where all this is going. Well, ammo is exactly the same. You can barely get any of it. I tell you what, ABC Gold, obviously not in weapons, but in manufacture, I reckon that wouldn't be a bad move. I reckon that's a really good tip there. And Pick and Gaz has said the same. However, you've got regulation and you've got what the Beijing Biden administration are going to do with the Second Amendment yet. So that, like all stocks, that could go that way. That could go that way. But I'm going to have a look later on my old free trade app and see if there's any weapon manufacturers floating on the markets. There you go, Stephen. Look at that. It's yeah. I didn't set that up. I just had faith because I've looked at this stuff and I knew that if I went over there and had a look, I would be most impressed with that. I knew that would be the case because you can't get hold of them. It's madness, isn't it? Eric the Pug, bless him. He dropped a quick free and he said, cheaper than dirt is infamous for price gouging. What's price gouging? I've never heard of it. What does that mean? Dropping prices, selling very cheap, or what? J's 420 says, I come here every time, but I don't know, to be honest. He has some interesting stuff to talk about, lol. He reads the chat on YouTube. Wow, well, I've just read yours, haven't I, sir? I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch, but I see your messages. So, you want to shout out, you want me to say hello, not a problem. Hornet UK is saying, bye, Hex. Hello, Hornet UK. You're new on this manor. Nice to have you. We've got a few new people in, and I wonder why. Did I tell you about that community tab I got my head round? Oh, so it's up in prices, is it? Gouging. I've never heard of it used like that. Marking up a lot. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got hold of you, crazies. I grabbed you by the wrinkled sack. Okay. I think I'd have called that. Yeah, there you go. Grabbed by the glands. Oh no, not the shiny bit. I would have called that price jacking. I think in the UK we call it price jacking. You're going to get one more chance to say something like that, and that ban hammer will come down on you before you've had a chance to apologise to your mother. 4chan for president says, buy low, sell very high. illegal in most territories. Oh, okay, that's price gouging. All right, nice one, 4chan for president. That's a dream in itself, but at this stage, I'd take it, considering the options. Hello, Bushy. You all right? I think that's fair enough, Mr. Gold. Hello, Ma. Rags give it to him, did he? Good Lord. Oh, look at that. Look at that. John B has already had a look. I tell you what, John, that might be where my tonight's £5 spend goes. 4 hours watching, £5 spent. Hello, Broken Silence. How you getting on, man? Glandsexual rights. Oh, there's something quite pleasant about it, I suppose. Oh, I think I can hear the missus stirring. She ain't going to be happy. That's a lie, actually. She's always great. Hello, Steve. How are you, son? Yeah, I think Rag's done him. Alistair says, to be fair, yeah, but I said I'd grab everyone's nuts. But, Oh, you're right, actually. I've just seen what you're saying. Actually, any chance you can unban him, Rags? Oi, whatever your name is, hang around. Rags will unban you, I think. My mistake. That's my mistake, Rags. I did say I'd grab his nuts, and he just called me a batty boy. But I did say I'd grab his nuts. Hello, Seeking Truths. How are you, me old mucker? Right, I know. I've just been sussed, haven't I? All right, you've said hex twice now. Once more, and you're spamming. But twice is all right. But heed the warning. Hello, Chrissy. Right. You'd never be surprised what happens around here. It was a premature banhammer, yes. Right, listen, something else for my Antipodean people. I was talking, you're all right, J's 4200. Yeah, exactly. We don't do spam, ladies. Oh, not a problem. But I think we got it. Hornet UK1 reckons hex is worth a look. Okay, give us a bit more information on what hex is, Hornet, and then we'll be done. They certainly do, J Tizzle, especially their own and themselves. One other thing I've got to tell you, which is important. One of our Antipodean scrubs. Remember this morning, it got pointed out to me that the Americans and the Australians can't use free trade. Well, apparently, there's an app called Stake. There's a trading app, a stocks and shares trading app in Australia called Stake, right? And if you email me, what? If you email me, I can give you, I think it was AZ's account, and you'll get a free share, much like a free trade. So if any Australians want to get on the investment app tip, email me and I can put you onto AZ and you'll get a free share, much like the free trade thing. But you don't get your 20 grand ISA tax-free investment. So, yeah, it's called Stake, spelt like that, yeah. It's a thing. I know. Sorry, Rags. It was my fault. I don't know how you do it. If you're still here, mate, keep your eye out. It's like Bitcoin, but first high interest saving account on the blockchain. Okay, people. There's a bit of advice from Hornet UK1. Hex is some kind of crypto high interest saving account on the blockchain. So if that floats your boat, maybe go and have a look at that. Fionn says there's no free trade available in Ireland yet either, but it's on his way. Was it you, Fionn, that wrote to me and said that you contacted them and they said it's coming to Ireland? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, someone certainly did. Right, I've got something to show you, people. I've got something superb to show you that a scrub sent us. Yeah, Moslab is his single-handed scrub army. When it all kicks off, we've just got to get to Moslab's place. He won't notice us with his other, with his own natural army. Right, check this out, people. I want to show you something. There's two parts to this story. I'm going to kind of spin through the first one. Right, hang on. The first bit you're going to think is a bit tedious, but it's worth having a look at this. Oh, it wasn't you. Well, someone else contacted them and they said it's coming to Ireland soon. All right, have a look at this. Weird little story. I'll rush through it because the bit I really want to show you is the second bit. A viral video forced a wealthy Texas suburb to confront racism. A silent majority fought back. Southlake is known for its top-ranked public schools. Right, remember that. Top-ranked public schools. But a heated fight over a diversity plan had some parents questioning their future in the city. There's someone who looks like that. There you go. Yeah, I don't think anyone will be too interested in it anyway. So there's that. Something about first black woman president of America. So basically, Cornish was at work in the fall of 2018 when she got a text message from another parent. It was a link to a video showing several white high school students laughing as they filmed themselves shouting the N-word at a party. You know, if you're told you can't say a word that everyone else can, and that you're hearing in music all the time, and you're a teenager and you're drunk and you're around friends, who cares? I'm sure they were just doing it because they weren't allowed to, you know, like kids do all the time. Kids aren't meant to swear, so they do swear anyway. So basically it went viral and it was all madness. And then blah, blah, blah. She said, I recognize the girl leading the chant as the younger sibling of one of her son's former friends. She was upset as she watched the 8-second clip, and she said she wasn't surprised. This was Southlake, Texas, after all. Now, don't forget that Southlake, Texas has very, very high-scoring schools, right? The elite, mostly white suburb, 30 miles northwest of Dallas, has a reputation as one of the best places in the country to raise a family, thanks largely to its highly ranked public school system. I wonder whether that is why it's... I wonder whether you have to thanks in large to its highly ranked public school system, or whether it's because it's mostly white. But we'll carry on. The Carroll Independent School District, home of the Dragons, where the median home costs $650,000 and average SAT scores are good enough to get students into top-tier universities. Anyway, the bottom line is, because a few kids got drunk at a party and started saying, ha, 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 for 8 seconds, it's all going mad now. Now there's some massive diversity push on this place that has already got the most amazing schools where people's SATs are getting them into the likes of Yale and Ivy League. The school system is brilliant. But because of this little party, now there's this mad push for diversity. And they're trying to drop the attendance, the old affirmative action and all that. Yeah, look at this. I'll deal with that super chat in a minute. Oh, hang on. It's an entropy. I'll deal with that in a minute. Look, okay, so after the 218 viral video, the school board called a special meeting and invited members of the community to share their thoughts on how to move forward. Cornish was the first to step up onto the microphone. Reading from prepared remarks, she rattled off a few racist comments she said her children had endured. I mean, the white kids never get racist comments at them. That never happens. No, sure. The scars are there. The wounds are permanent, she told the board, as some in the audience wiped away tears, according to people who attended. You all have to take a stand. You've got to change this curriculum. You've got to change the tone in this town. So this huge majority white place where the schooling is top notch has now got this massive diversity push. It's got this massive affirmative action push, and they want it completely changed. They want it all. They want it. They're going to change it. They're going to change something that's working incredibly well, right? Now, this would appear like a somewhat of a black pill, wouldn't it? Until I show you this. What's this? Tell Carroll ISD to focus on full classes, not setting up a district diversity police. Sign up below to stand against these divisive proposals and get South Lake families updates. South Lake families need your support. And it says this, and this is about the proposal to absolutely diversify and completely rewrite the curriculum of these schools that are outperforming most of the American nation. This proposal is bad for students. It would mandate social justice training as a requirement for graduation. What? Hang on. What about our incredible lessons that are getting us into top universities? It would create a diversity police, denying due process of students and teachers, creating an environment where you are guilty until proven innocent of microaggressions. It would cost close to $3 million over the next 10 years while not being approved by the voters. It would inhibit the ability to hire the best qualified teachers to prioritize affirmative action. It would create additional burden on our teachers, pulling them away from teaching core subject matter. It would require students and teachers to take cultural competence tests that can be used for shaming and discipline. It would require the school district to host community events, possibly impacting students and teachers' religious freedom. It would change our award-winning curriculum through social justice audits. They're fighting back. All the parents and teachers are fighting back. They've stood up and said, no, our curriculum is getting our people into top unis. Our curriculum has created some of the best schools in the country. We are not changing it because a handful of teenagers got drunk and said some stupid words. We ain't doing it. And they've put this website up and they are absolutely on it. It's amazing. And these are the kinds of things that are going to save America. This is a local community that has got together, that they've identified the problem, they've identified the issues, and they've worked out what they can do about it. This is the future of America. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And if this doesn't help them, well, they'll just pull all their kids out of those schools. And then all the diversity kids will be in there going, oh, why is this school rubbish now? Because all the intelligent people left. So what are you going to do then? It's brilliant. They've got power. Yes, Fionn. It is brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. And then they will they'll homeschool their kids. And there you go. It's really good. Yes, Bushy. It's really good. I was very impressed. That was sent to me by a scrub. I'm not pretending I managed to dig that out anywhere. He sent me both parts, and I was absolutely made up. It was a real pleasure to read it and to see them getting busy. And they've raised a fortune, by the way. These people, they've got their proper mobilizing, they're organizing, they're collectivizing, and they're getting busy. And that's because they want to protect their culture, their traditions, and their community. Absolutely wonderful. We have an entropy come in from the lovely Yiz. Yiz says, diversity in the era of anti-whiteism is a twisted lie. Diversity means fewer men, fewer whites, and fewer Western traditions. Diversity means the erasure of Western kind. Yeah, absolutely. That's what that whole project is. You know, in that thing, they want them to have community events where they all sit around listening to music and dance of other cultures, which is all right in a different context, but not in that school, because that school is for the majority white people who live there. It's absolutely absurd. Nice one, Yiz. Right, people, we've hit that magic 55 minutes. I'll give it another 5, and then it'll be love letters straight from your heart. What a thing. What an absolute thing. We've got 350 people watching this, and I'll tell you why, because I'm all over that community tab. I found a glitch in the matrix. I'll tell you what, we'll hand over a few minutes. We'll hand over a couple of minutes to some most delightfuls and lurkers, people watching this video who don't usually get to say anything in the chat. The usual mouth will keep quiet for a minute. If you just want to say hello and introduce yourselves, now's your chance. You'll get a quicker hello from me. So if the lurkers and most delightfuls want to say something, now's your chance. Love letters straight from oh, hey, listen, I've got a man coming on this channel. Check this out. I've got a man coming on this channel who saves women from the British social services who are doing forced abortions, and they're doing forced adoptions because they've seen into the future and they reckon that woman can't look after her kid in the future. I shit you not. He's a multi-millionaire who gives them the money to get out of England so they don't have to lose their children. He's coming on this channel this week. It's an absolute pang, I'll tell you. Hello, Peter. Nice one, Peter. Hello, Matthew. Hello, Mr. Teege. I think we talked recently. Mr. Custard is on the firm. Bobinson's here. Bobinson's hardly a lurker. Hello, Rust. Hello, John. John Pang. Pang. I knew a bloke called Russell Pang. Lives in... hello, Charlie. Hello, Hans. What? Clark's? Rankin. Put a condom in the letter. Hello, Jeremy Green. Been a while, son. Blue Ronnie, regular lurker. Paul Russell. Nice one, mate. Big Fat Cat's always about. WRT supporter. Hello, Dangerfield. You do a good show. How very kind of you, WRT. Rufus Page, you're no lurker. I know you all over. Jonathan Berry. Hi, Chris and Scrubs. I'm an Englishman living in the USA. Weird times indeed, my friend. Hello, Johnny. 11 years old today. 11? You look at least 30 from here. Johnny, you're 11 today? I'm looking at you, son. Stop picking your nose. Happy birthday, Johnny. Oh, the old Riddler. He says, greeting to Chris and the Scrubs. Hello, Casa calling. A pooja. Hello, love. Today's a lurker and likes it. LC350. Put the weed down, picked up the shortbread. Saw me making cakes, didn't you? Okay, there you go. Sorry if I missed anyone. Great show. Can you change it all, please? Not a problem. Hope he has a good day. Yeah, stick an 11 in the chat, everyone, for young Johnny. He's 11 today. How nice. Hello, Cockney Nutjob. What have you been lurking, son? Hello, Scott. Oh, it's steady. Hello, Andy. No, you're not. Where's that? Steve Cray. No, if you want the free trade affiliate link so we both get a free share, Steve, anyone wants it, email me, put free trade in the subject. I'll send you the link. You'll have to sign up and you'll have to put a few quid in your top up, but then we both get a freebie. Nice one. There you go, Johnny. Look at all those people who have put 11 in the chat. They're wishing you happy birthday. Jay Tizzle said, Dangerfield, I saw your chat with AIU. It was good. Now I follow your stuff. Lovely to see you. Lovely to have you, Jay Tizzle. Hello, Bertie. Nice to see you. Keys to the Kingdom's here. All right, people. Look, it's been an absolute pleasure. Sorry it's been a bit rushed. Love letters will not write themselves. Illuminata says, can I put all the chats on the screen? Is this frozen? Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it. Well, weirdly, I am, because we're going to finish now. People, I will be streaming at about 8 o'clock or 8:30 tomorrow morning, and then about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I do 2 streams a day, 8:30, 8 o'clock UK time in the morning, and either 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So look out for your notifications. Press the subscribe, press the little bell, and I will catch up with you all about 8 o'clock or 8:30 UK time tomorrow morning. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you to everyone who donated. Thank you to everyone who joined in. Thanks to everyone who came. Have an absolutely lovely rest of your Tuesday. Ta-da! Yeah! All right.
All the world loves a lover. All the girls in every land are meant to know. The joy of loving is to live in the world of mankind. There's someone who's waiting for you. Soon the world will be yours for a time. Music starts to play, night will turn to day. Darkness disappears when the one you love is near. You're in mankind. All the world loves the lovers, all the girls in every land are meant to know. The joy of loving is to live in the world.
I haven't got a clue what's happening here. Hang on. Sorry. I'll tell you what happened. I was talking to him again. Yeah, look, we're carrying on. That was really weird. Sorry, I've been really distracted by this nonsense. Listen, it's 20 past 12 here. I don't want him coming round. How long's this poxy letter going to take? His girlfriend's asleep. I've got to get some food. Fuck's sake, man. Can't you just give it to her tomorrow? I don't know. I might just write her a silent night or something. And at the end, will you go out with me?
All the world loves a lover.
Thanks, Moody Edge. Cheers, mate. Good Lord. I don't want to be up half the night writing this bollocks. I'm going to go and get a pizza. I'm going to do it in a restaurant. He can fuck coming round here. Anyway, go on. Get down your own end. Oh, we had a member. Bollocks. Thank you for joining, Scott. Absolutely amazing avatar. Anyway, go on. Get down your own end. I'll see you tomorrow morning.